Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. We are going to finish the paper 2023 shift to June UGC NET JRF English paper 2. Only 25 questions are remaining, guys. In the context of nature-nurture debate in linguistics, there is a view that there must be an innate core of abstract knowledge about language form which pre-specifies a framework for all natural human languages and is currently known as universal grammar among the following. Who is the linguist proposing this view? Option A, Claude Lévi-Strauss. Option B, Noam Chomsky. Option C, Roland Barthes. Option D, Richard Rorty. The right answer is option B. In context of nature-hunter debate in linguistics, there is a view of linguist Noam Chomsky. There must be an innate core of abstract knowledge about language form which pre-specifies a framework for all natural human languages and is currently known as universal grammar. Right answer is Noam Chomsky. Which of the novelists have been correctly matched with their works? Thomas Hardy, The Return of the Native; Charles Dickens, The History of Henry Esmond; Virginia Woolf, Mrs. Dalloway; George Eliot, Northanger Abbey; Charlotte Brontë, The Professor. Guys, Northanger Abbey has not been written by George Eliot. Let's see the answers. CDB, ACE, BCD and CDE. The right option is option B, A, C and E. So these three are the correctly matched works. However, The Return of the Native was published in 1878 by Thomas Hardy. The History of Henry Esmond was published in 1852 by William Makepeace Thackeray. Mrs. Dalloway was published in 1925 by Virginia Woolf. Northanger Abbey was published in 1817 by Jane Austen. The Professor was published in 1857 by Charlotte Brontë. The next question is Purushottam Lal, Adil Juswala, A.K. Ramanujam or Parthasarathi. So this thing we have to match it. I think so. A.K. Ramanujam is speaking of Shiva. Rough passage is Parthasarathi. I think I know these two alone. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option D, 2413. Purushottam Lal has written The Man of Dharma and Rasa of Silence. Adil Juswala has written Missing Person. A.K. Ramanujam has written Speaking of Shiva. R. Parthasarathi has written Rough Passage. The correct match, yes, this is the correct match. Let's arrange the chronological sequence in which the following poems of Louis MacNeice were published. Sunday Morning, Bagpipe Music, Stargazer, Entirely, Pray Before Birth. Let's also remember the works of Louis MacNeice. Guys, you please read and research about this author. Sunday Morning is the first one. Bagpipe Music, it was published in 1938. Entirely was published in 1941. Prayer Before Birth was published in 1944. Stargazer was published in 1963. And the next one is 80th question. Find the chronological sequence of John Milton's publications. Yes, Comus is the first work, but they have not given here. Comus, Lycidas, L'Allegro, Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained. Guys, Paradise Lost is 1667 and Lycidas is I think it's before Paradise Lost. Let's see the answer. The right option is option D. On the Morning of Christ's Nativity, which was published in 1645. On Shakespeare, published in 1630, 1632 in Shakespeare's second folio. Guys, Shakespeare's Folio was published in 1623. Lycidas is 1637 to 38. Paradise Lost 1667. Paris Regained is published in 1671. As per the publication of the poems, the correct combination should be DBCAE. Guys, sometimes the option must be it could have go wrong, it could go wrong, but we have to know the right answers. David Hume. 81st question is David Hume, Edward Gibbon, William Godwin, Tobias Smollett. They have given Smollett has to come. The decline and fall of the Roman Empire. See, they have given all these things. I think so. Treatise on human nature is David Hume, I think so. Okay, let's see. I don't know the answer. Let's see. Yeah, yes. The right answer is David Hume has written treatise on human nature. Edward Gibbon, The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. William Godwin has written Enquiry Concerning Political Justice. Tobias Smollett has written A Complete History of England. Okay. And then 82nd question is, unlike Plato, they have given two statements. We have to find out what is the right one in the given options. Unlike Plato, Aristotle considers that poetry is at its best, requires great skill, and also differentiates between good and bad poetry on clear and systematic aesthetic grounds. Statement 2 is, Aristotle accepts Plato's insight that the emotions are important to poetry, but rejects Plato's distrust of the emotions. Let's see what is the correct answer. Yes, the option is option A. Both statement 1 and 2 are true. Of the given two statements, statement 1 and 2 are absolutely correct. Unlike Plato, Aristotle considers that poetry at its best requires great skill and also differentiates between good and bad poetry on clear and systematic aesthetic grounds. And Aristotle accepts Plato's insight that the emotions are important to poetry, but rejects Plato's distrust of the emotions. Again, there comes assertion and reason. James Ellroy started writing crime fiction, commencing with Brown's Requiem that was published in 1981. Reason is James Ellroy's mother was murdered in 1958. The right option is both are correct, but R may not be the explanation of E. Guys, James Ellroy that was published in 1948 is an American crime fiction writer and essayist. In 1981, Ellroy published his first novel, Brown's Requiem. At the age of 7, Ellroy saw his mother naked and began to sexually fantasize about her. Ellroy stated that, I lived for naked glimpse, I hated her and lusted for her. Guys, such a ugly thing, Here you can see that Oedipal complex occurs. Guys, in the ancient times, there was a play called Oedipus Rex, which was written by Sophocles. He is the Greek writer, I think so, Greek playwright. He has incorporated the Oedipal complex, the relationship between the mother and a son. Here in James Ellroy, this Oedipal complex occurs. On June 22, 1958, when Ellroy was 10 years old, his mother was raped and murdered. Ellroy later described her mother as sharp-tongued and bad-tempered, unable to keep steady job, alcoholic, and sexually promiscuous. 84th question is, Joseph Addison was associated with which of the following? Guys, Joseph Addison and Steele, they have written The Spectator and Tatler, But let's see what's the right answer. A and D, B and D, C and E, D and E. The right option is option B. B and D. Yes, as I told you, a Spectator and Tatler. It was a periodical, and it was published in London by the essayists Sir Richard Steele and Joseph Addison from March 1, 1711 to December 6, 1712. The Tatler was a British literary and society journal begun by Richard Steele in 1709 and published for 2 years. Addison and Steele liquidated the Tatler in order to make a fresh stand with a similar Spectator, and collected issues of the Tatler are usually published in the same volume as the collected Spectator. The London Magazine was published in 1732 by Burhan al-Chalabi. The Gentleman's Magazine was published in 1731 to 1922 by Edward Cave. The Rambler was published in 1752 by Samuel Johnson. London Magazine, Burhan al-Chalabi. Gentleman's Magazine, Edward Cave. Have it in your mind, guys. And which influential cultural theorist stated the following regarding the formation and development of British cultural studies? What is important are the significant breaks where old lines of thought are disrupted, older constellations displaced, and elements, old and new, are regrouped around a different set of premises and themes. Option A, Richard Hogarth. Option B, Stuart Hall. Option C, Raymond Williams. Option D, Alan Sinfield. Guys, Stuart Hall, cultural theorist, stated regarding the formation and development of British cultural studies, what is important are the significant breaks where old lines of thought are disrupted, order constellations displaced, and elements old and new are degrouped around a different set of premises around them. Stuart Henry Mayfield Hall was a Jamaican-born British Marxist sociologist, cultural theorist, and political activist. Hall, along with Richard Hogarth and Raymond Williams, was one of the founding figures of the school of thought that is now known as British Cultural Studies, or the Birmingham School of Cultural Studies, as we have seen in the last videos. That is CCS. It is a school of thought that was formed to give an awareness about the cultural studies. So guys, that's it for this video. We'll meet soon in the next video. Until then, it's bye from UGC Net English Literature. Let's crack the UGC Net exam with our full power. We can do it, guys. And see you all. Please be connected to Wallet also. They're also posting many questions and PYQs, questions and answers. Really, Wallet ma'am, she is the best ma'am I have ever seen. She is one who is teaching English literature with her full effort and enthusiasm. Please get connected to her also, and connected to my channel also. Let me update with my videos that's having the paper 1 content. Guys, after we finish this paper 2023, let me put the videos for paper 1, because we need to concentrate on paper 1 also, guys, because that's the thing that rises up the mark, and it allows us to clear JRF, and it allows us to do PhD also. So guys, see you.